Hello guys, welcome to this video. So in this video we will be talking about how to integrate Google authentication inside your Preact application. Preact is actually a very new framework in the market. It is similar to React.js, but it's very lightweight and it is very fast as compared to React. It uses the same concept of React, but it's very fast. So we'll be integrating the Google authentication system here, right here in Preact application. So you will see if I go to the localhost 8080 here, my application is running. So you will see the sign in with Google button. You need to select your Google account. And this is a very nice way, which is Google Identity Services. This is the actual one tap authentication. If you one tap it, you will be authenticated and you will print your information, display name, email address, and the profile picture. So this is the Google Identity Services SDK. We will be using it inside our Preact application. So if you just type here Google Identity Services, so you will be redirected to your this documentation. Here you can just see the documentation. So we will be looking at how to integrate this. You can do it for any account. Let's suppose I have a different account right here. So the basic difference between the old authentication that you did in Google, because it will actually show you this personalized button. Here you will actually see the profile picture of the email. This is, you will see the email address and the display name as well. So the user will see this and it is trustworthy. It will simply click it with one tap. Your user will be authenticated. It doesn't need to redirect you to a different page. So in this way we'll be using it, and for building this we will be using a new framework in the market, which is Preact.js. So Preact is similar to React, and but it's a fast 3 KB its only size here. So it's an alternative to React with the same modern API that React uses, but it uses it in a very efficient way and it's a very fast framework. We will be using this, and all the source code is given in the description right here. You can check out the description. You can purchase the full source code with full directory structure and support. The link is given. You can go to my website procodestore.com and purchase the full source code. After that, you will actually get the zip file from Google Drive. So after the payment is done, you will be redirected to Google Drive, where you can actually download the zip file and extract it to get this full directory structure. So now let's get started by building this project, guys. So first of all, what I will do, I will stop this server which is running, and I will open a new directory. So I will see go into my projects directory, and here I will make a new project, Preact project. So I will simply invoke this command npx preact CLI create default, and then followed by the name of the project. So I will say Preact Google login. This is my name of the project. The command is very simple: npx preact CLI create default and followed by the project name. So if I just enter it, it will actually create a Preact project in my root directory. So it will hardly take 5 to 10 seconds, and then we just can navigate to this project directory. So just wait for the process to finish. So it is telling me that you need to install Preact CLI package. So you simply press Y. So it will install the Preact CLI package, and after that it will actually create your Preact project as well. So it will install all the packages and modules which are necessary for this application. So just wait for the process to finish. So it will depend upon your internet connection. So once it is done, it will actually, so I will not pause the video, I will show you every step. So just see how it happens. So I will not pause the video or recut the video. So I will show you everything which is happening right here. So I will be back guys whenever it is done. So now guys, as you can see that the project is done. It taken some time. So we just need to first of all go into that project folder. So I will say Preact login Google and open it inside VS Code. So let me show you the basic structure of a Preact project. We have basically very similar to React project. We have the source directory. So here in package.json, which actually contains all the modules of Preact, we have various scripts out there: build, serve, development script, everything. And these are the dependencies that we are using: the Preact version, which is the latest version at the time of recording this video, and Preact router. This dependency allows you to actually make routing inside Preact application. And now in the source directory we have these components folder, and right here this is our main component app.js file. If you see, this file will be rendered on the browser, and this is actually the home app component. Inside this app component we have basically a router here, and we have profile route and the home route. Let me just run this application and show to you. Just npm run dev. This will start the development server on localhost 8080. So we just need to navigate to localhost 8080. So it will take some time if you are running it for the very first time. So just wait for the command to finish, and then it will start your local development server on localhost 8080. First of all, it will compile the project. It is little bit slow as compared to React, but the performance is great. The size of the framework is minimal, which is 4 kilobytes as compared to React. But I just noticed whenever I created project or running it, it is slightly slow. It taken some more time. So I will be seeing you guys whenever. So you can see now it is compiling it. So you will see that once it reaches 100%, so the project is running. You will see if I refresh. So this is actually the main Preact project that you will see, the home screen. This is the home route. You can navigate to the profile route. You will see localhost 8080 slash profile. We have dynamic routes as well. You can see that this is actually the John route. So here it is showing profile John. So this is the home app.js file. So if I just delete everything from here and just replace here a h1 heading, just write here hello world, and just delete everything from here, refresh it, you will see this will refresh here. So in this way you can edit the Preact project by going to the app.js file. So now what we need to do right here, we need to, so all the routes will be contained inside the routes folder. If you see, we have basically two routes, the home route and the profile route. Each route has its own index.js file. So by default, all the routes that you will do in Preact.js, it will be coming inside this routes directory. So what I will do, I will simply delete this. I don't need the home route. So routes directory is empty. So here I will simply make two routes. First one will be a folder name login, and the second folder I will make is profile. So here just make file folder and a new folder once again here of login. So now we will have two routes right here. This is a login, this is a profile. So here also we have the index.js file. So I will just move this app.js file or delete this. I don't need this, so I will simply delete this. And I don't need the components folder, so I will simply delete this. So I just basically deleted unnecessary folders. So we have the routes folder right here. We have the basic index.js file. So right here in this index.js file, we will basically be writing the base app component, which is simply a functional component. And it is, if you have studied React.js, you will be finding this framework to be easy. It is the syntax is almost the same of React. So here we'll be giving an ID here of app, and here we will be having a router tag. This router will be coming from Preact router, which is the base package. So inside this we will have the login component. So I will simply, in the routes directory, it will be a simple functional component. I will make it just changes to login, and in the profile also simple functional component, just change it to profile. So now we have two routes right here. This is a login route, profile route. So now to include this, it's very easy. You simply say login. It will be imported from dot routes login, and the path property here will be, so if you navigate to the home route, this login component will be taking place. Just close this tab, and the second route will be for the profile. So it will be imported. You will see profile from routes folder, and this path will be for slash profile. So when someone goes to slash profile in the application, it will load this component. That's all. This is all that we need to do. How to do routing inside Preact.js application. So if you navigate to localhost 8080, so it is saying we need to run this file once again. So it is saying some error right here. Identifier app has already been declared. Sorry, just delete this. So now there will be no error. If you navigate to the home page, now if you go to slash profile, these routes are there. If I navigate this login component, okay, let me just have a h1 tag right here, login. This is a profile. So now guys, you will see that basically if I go to the home page, I will see this login message. If I go to slash profile, I will see slash profile, you will see profile. So the routing is perfectly working. We configured the routing right here. In the index.js file, we basically have two routes. This is the home route. This component will load if I go to the home page, and if I go to slash profile, this component will load. So now the thing is that we need to create a store file right here in the source directory. Just create a file called as store.js. So this will be a global, you may say it's a global store file where we can actually create a object user, and this object will be having three properties: name, email, and the profile picture, so image URL. Both these three values will be null by default. When the application starts, this object will be empty, having these three properties: email address, display name, and the profile picture. And after we authenticate, we will be basically be setting the values of these name, email, and image URL. So just make this store.js file in the source directory. Here we will actually keep track of everything after authentication. So just make this file store.js. So after we do this, we need to write our login component. So just go to index.js here, login. So right here, we will actually be using the hook use effect. If you have studied React, you will know use effect. What is use effect? So Preact also has a pre-built use effect hook. It will be coming from Preact/hooks. So use effect is this hook. It will automatically execute whenever your component loads for the very first time. So this will be only be running once. So in the square brackets, this signify it will only run once. So here we will need to actually perform the operation of fetching the CDN of Google Identity Services SDK. So we'll be creating a script element dynamically script, and then we will say script.source is equal to https accounts google.com/gsi/client. So if you go to this URL manually, it actually contains a minified code CDN. If you go to this, it is actually this library code that is hosted on this CDN. We are programmatically fetching it inside our Preact application with the help of use effect hook. So now what we need to do right here, we will simply say script.onload. When the script is loaded, here we need to perform this operation: window.google.accounts.id.initialize window.google.accounts.id.initialize, and here we need to pass our client ID, client_id. So this you will be getting from the Google Cloud Console and the callback function. So when the authentication is done, we will be getting the credential. So we will be making this function handle credential response. You can just name this function anything. I just named this as handle credential response. This will be the callback function. And now we just need to make this callback function right here at the very top. We can just make it here, handle credential response, and this response will be coming it as an argument right here. So after this callback function, we also need to write here, add the Google login button. So now to add that button, we will simply say window.google.accounts.id.render button. So these are all the methods of the Google Platform Services SDK. So now to add this button, we actually need to pass the location where we will be dynamically be doing this. So inside our JSX, we just need to create an element right here inside our JSX. Here we'll be actually be creating a fragment instead of div. So this fragment will be of the part of Preact.js. If you just import this, it will automatically import from Preact. So this fragment actually contains a div which will have an ID of Google sign in button. So we have given this ID to this div element. Now the text here will be simply sign in with Google. It can even be a button as well if you just change it to button right here. Now we can simply say right here, we need to target this element by get element by ID, Google sign in button. So here we can simply pass some options, which theme that we want. So put a comma, and the second parameter will be an object. So the theme of the button will be outline. Second parameter is the size. We'll be giving it a large button. So after you do this, we do need to actually, so it is done, I think. We do need to add this document.body.append child, the script tag. Use effect is done right here. Okay, I think I forgot to, yeah. Okay, now it is done. So after this, we just need to add this script tag to the body element. So for this, we can simply say document.body.append child script. That's all. So if you just refresh your browser, guys, what will you will be seeing? If you navigate to localhost 8080, you will see this button right here, sign in with Google, and fail to render button because there is no parent or option set. This is because we haven't submitted our client ID, guys, because we do need to submit the client ID as well. So just go to Google Cloud Console, and right here, let me show you how you do need to do this. So click on this create credentials OAuth client ID, and here you need to submit web application authorized JavaScript origin. Just submit localhost 8080 port number, and also you need to submit HTTP localhost, both the versions with port number and also localhost as well. And redirect URI once again will be the HTTP localhost 8080. So this is important, whichever port number that you're developing. So just replace it here. Click on create, and it will give you your client ID. So don't copy my client ID. So just copy this, paste it inside your client ID section. So once you paste it, now I think this function should execute. Let me change that to div, not a button. Let me change this to div just to check. Just wait, guys, let me see what is that. So now, guys, you can see that the button is showing right here, sign in with Google. As you click this button, uh, this will open this window. So here you need to replace your correct client ID. So simply copy this client ID and paste it right here. All the source code is given in the description. You can directly purchase it. So just paste your client ID. After you paste it, you will basically see your profile picture will directly come, email address, display name, everything. This is a personalized Google login button right here. If you see in the Preact.js application, if I click it, I I will be able to select my account. So once I select my account, this function will actually execute, handle credential response. If I try to console log this message, console log response, which is coming right here, click this. So if I show you this, this object will be returned to me, and this response object will have the client ID and the credential. So this credential we want, guys, JWT token. We need to decode this credential to actually get the user information. So for decoding this credential, we do need to install a package which actually allows us to decode this. So simply install this package, which is JWT decode. I think this is actually the package, JWT-decode. So simply install this package, npm I JWT decode. Install this package inside your Preact application. So once you install this, it becomes very much easy to actually decode this credential to actually get the user information. I've already installed it, so I will start my development server. So right here, if you go to your, so what we need to do inside this function, we just need to say, now to get the user data, I will simply say JWT decode. This will be imported from this library that we installed, and we will simply pass response.credential. So now it will have the user.name. We will be importing the user from the store file that we created early on. If you see store.js, so these three properties are currently null. So now we need to set these properties. So user.name will be equal to data.name, user.email will be equal to data.email, and user.image URL will be equal to data.picture. So if I just show you the data as well, console log data, so it will be a simple object. If you see in the browser, if you click it, select your account. So in the same page, without refreshing it, it will first of all give you this credential, JWT token, then we decode this, and then we got an object right here, which will have the name, display name, profile picture, email address, given name, everything, email verified, property true, email address, of everything. So we are just storing this information, and then we need to redirect it, redirect user to profile page. So for doing this, we will use the route dependency, which will be coming from Preact router, and here we'll be redirecting the user back to the slash profile route. So now the user will go into the, once they are authenticated, they will land on the profile route. So now you can see that. So it is very easy in Preact.js, guys. Now we'll go to the profile folder, index.js, and now to show these details, it's very easy. We will simply first of all right inside this JSX template, we have this expression user. We will be importing the user from the store file, and now you simply check if the username is available. In that case only, we will be showing the properties of the user, such as user.name, and this will be user.email, and then user.image URL. If user.image URL is present, then only execute. User.image URL, then only show the image. So user.image URL, close this. So if the user object is not present, then we'll use the ternary operator, and here we will simply say no user found, no user logged in. That's all. So you will see this message coming, no user logged in. So we just need to go to first of all the home page, sign in, click this, and you will see the display name, email address, profile picture will all be showing right here in this slash profile route. So in this way, guys, you can actually do simple Google Identity Services SDK Google authentication with a simple tap, click. So we are not storing this information in database. That's why you are saying if I refresh the page, all information will go away. But you can easily do it, store this information in database as well, so that it persists across if you refresh the page as well. So in this way, you can integrate your Google login inside your Preact.js application, which is a very good framework very fast. It is based upon React.js. Thank you very much for watching this video. Please hit that like button, subscribe the channel, and I will be seeing you in the next video.